Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Got a pretty big football game coming up on Saturday night, 7 p.m. kickoff, Tennessee versus Kentucky. When you look at the schedule the rest of the way, if you want to go win 9 or 10 football games, it all starts with Kentucky on Saturday night. And I know some people out there think the season's over. We might as well pack it in and call it quits. This football team still has a lot to play for. You're playing for a New Year's Six Bowl. You're playing for a possible shot at Atlanta. Yes, it's an outside shot. You're on the outside looking in. A lot of things have to happen. You're going to have to win some football games. You're going to need a little help. But this team still has a lot to play for, regardless of what some people out there in this fan base think. And again, it starts on Saturday night against Kentucky. We're called Kentucky's Daddy for a reason. Look, we sell a t-shirt here on the Talkin VAWLS Network that says Kentucky's Daddy because we are. And some of the Kentucky fans out there think that this is more of a competitive series than it truly is. Tennessee leads the series all-time 82, 26, and 9 all-time against Kentucky. When I think about Tennessee versus Kentucky, I think of the 26-game winning streak from 1985 through 2010, and then after the streak ended, the streak ended in 2011. Guess what? Tennessee went out and won the next 5. We are Kentucky's daddy. We own Kentucky, and there is one man that needs to be set free on Saturday night, and I'd like Tennessee's odds to come out of this thing with a W. But let's talk about it. We'll get into it. As always, do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps this channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you here. We're talking with you. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. You want to be a part of it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We'll be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Talkin VAWLS live, breaking down this Tennessee-Kentucky game. Going to have Vols JP back in the house. Probably let him vent a little bit about Alabama. Matt Begley's going to be here. The X Factor should be here as well. We will make our official prediction. So be here live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Let's get into it. Let's start this thing off. Take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say about this football team and how they responded to the last couple of losses that they've had against Florida and also against Alabama, and how you got to go get ready for a pretty good Kentucky team.
Man, welcome to college football, right? You got to be on the right side of it. You got to find a way to make the plays that make the difference, and also understand that this game's not going to be perfect. We see really good players and coaches on the other side of it too. I talked about earlier that I like this team because they invest, they prepare, they play hard. We got to be a little bit sharper, and in the first ball game, I didn't think we reset. In this one, some unique things happened, and we didn't get going on the right side of it. But we got to cut it clean, and we got to move forward in this one too.
There are the thoughts from Josh Heupel on this game coming up against Kentucky. You can see there the ESPN FPI has Tennessee at 70%, almost 71% odds to win this football game. Vegas has Tennessee favored by 4 as they will go on the road to play Kentucky, and that's something that's worth talking about. We've talked about Tennessee and how they've struggled on the road. The loss to Alabama on the road, the loss to Florida also on the road. You go back to last year, the losses to Georgia, to South Carolina. Kentucky has won 17 of their last 22 home games. Tennessee, obviously, 0-2 on the road this year. I don't think the Alabama game, I don't think the environment really impacted them that much. We did see a couple of pre-snap penalties late in the game, but for the most part, I thought Tennessee played a good, clean football game as far as the environment was involved. They had some things they needed to do better. You needed to run the football better, obviously. But I don't think the road environment is going to play as much as a factor. Look, I get it. It's a 7 o'clock kick, 7 p.m. kick. Kentucky fans are going to be liquored up, ready to go. How does Tennessee respond? I think they got to get the ground game going early. And when you look at the numbers between these two teams, you can see them there on the screen. Very evenly matched across the board, the way they look, run defense. Kentucky only giving up 95 yards a game on the ground. That's 12th in all of college football. Tennessee not too far behind, 109 yards per game. That's 24th. Tennessee allowing 3.1 yards per carry. And that's going to be a big question mark going into this game is, can Tennessee stop the Kentucky run game? And it's not one of these 2023 offenses where they want to spread you out wide. No, they want to play physical power football. They want to put twin tight ends out there, 2 tight ends out there, and try to run the football downhill. And Ray Davis is the guy you've got to stop. Kentucky 13th in the SEC in passing offense. They're not very good throwing the football. So if you can find a way to contain Ray Davis, you're going to have an opportunity to go win this football game. Kentucky's win over Florida, that's when Davis went for 280 yards, averaged almost 11 yards per carry, had 3 touchdowns. Devin Leary only threw for 69 yards in that game. Ray Davis, second in the SEC in rushing, 781 yards, leads the SEC in yards per attempt at 7.04. But I think, we've seen since Rodney Garner has come back to Tennessee, we have seen consistently from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, Tennessee's been really good against the run game. So I think that they're going to be able to contain Ray Davis, and then it's going to come down to Devin Leary. Can he make the plays? And I compared, Joe Milton to Devin Leary throughout this week, and even last week I looked at where Joe ranked. Everybody wants to have the conversation. Put Nico in. It's Nico time. Rattled off all of Joe's stats where he was at in the SEC. So I compared him to Devin Leary this week. If Tennessee can control the run game against Ray Davis, keep him bottled up, and make Devin Leary beat you. Passing yards, SEC, Joe Milton 9th, Devin Leary 10th. Completion percentage, Joe Milton 10th, Devin Leary 14th. Yards per attempt, 13th and 14th. Passing touchdowns, it's Jaden Daniels with 25 passing touchdowns, and then everybody else littered in there. Interceptions, Devin Leary worst in the SEC. He's thrown 7 interceptions to date. I think Tennessee is going to be able to get after him, put some pressure on him, and force him to make some mistakes. So what's the difference? I said at the top of the video, there's one big key to this game that I think is going to lead to possibly, spoiler alert, possibly a Tennessee victory on the road against Kentucky. And that is Joe Milton. It's time to free Joe Milton. We saw it last week against Alabama, and I know that game didn't go the way we wanted, but upon watching that first half when things were clicking, Joe completed 9 straight passes. Tennessee was moving the football. They got to be better in the red zone. You got to connect when Jacob Warren's open in the corner of the end zone. You got to put that ball on him. But Joe made some nice throws, man. The touchdown pass to Squirrel White on the money where only Squirrel White could go get it. The touchdown to McAllen Castles, all the pressure in the world in his face, backpedals, puts that football out there beautifully for McAllen Castles to go and make a play. But when I say free Joe Milton, it ain't slinging the rock. It's running the football. Running the football. Joe needs to use his legs. He looked great running the football against Alabama. I like the design runs. I like the quarterback draw. I like the quarterback power. I like the read option where Joe's finally keeping it. A lot of us have been questioning that all year. A lot of you guys have been saying, Boogie, why is he not keeping those? Why is he handing those off? The end is wide open. They're crashing down. Keep that thing. You gotta wonder how healthy Joe Milton was. We all know about the knee injury. But also it came out that Joe was battling some bruised ribs, some injured ribs, sore ribs, whatever the case may be. He was not 100%. Is Joe finally 100%? Are we seeing what this offense can be when Joe Milton runs the football? Because I thought it looks pretty good against Alabama. And spoiler alert, this Kentucky defense, although they're pretty dang good stopping the run statistically, the front half of their schedule was pretty weak. They're not as good up front, spoiler alert, as Alabama or Texas A&M. So I think there's going to be some opportunities there to get Joe involved in the running game, which is also going to open it up even more for Jalen Wright, for Jabari Small, for Dylan Sampson. Those guys struggled to run the football against Alabama. Jalen Wright averaged 2 yards a carry. Jabari Small averaged 3 yards a carry. This ain't Alabama on Saturday night. It's Kentucky, and we are Kentucky's daddy. And I think if you free Joe Milton, you're going to be able to run the football. You're going to be able to have even more success. On the flip side of that, Devin Leary, again, leads the SEC in interceptions. Running the football, Devin Leary has minus 45 yards. Joe Milton, 232 rushing yards, averaging almost 5 yards per carry, and 4 touchdowns. That's including sack yardage. Devin Leary's not been sacked that much, but he's not a real threat to go run the football against you. And I think this game is going to come down to Devin Leary having to make a play, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Spoiler alert. Be here live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will give my official prediction. What is your prediction? Do you think it's time to free Joe Milton? Get him out there running the football. What's your score prediction for this Tennessee-Kentucky game? As always, guys, do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The link to that is in the description as well. Appreciate all the support you guys give this channel. Thank you to every single member of the channel. If you've got a Power T beside your name, thank you. I appreciate your support. You are the only reason that I get to do this full time. You want to be a part of that. You like the videos, the live streams, the content, the community aspect of this channel, whatever it is you like about this channel, hit that join button down below. You'll get that Power T beside your name, custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, access to the fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But more importantly, you're supporting this channel, giving me the opportunity to do this full time, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. That is going to do it for this one. Don't forget to join us live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll also be live Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. Myself, Coach Jay, breaking down this Tennessee-Kentucky game one last time. And then we'll be live on Saturday an hour before kickoff for the fan call-in tailgate show, and then immediately following the game for the post-game show. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.